A travel agent looked up from his desk and saw an older lady and an older gentleman peering into the shop window, where there were posters of glamorous destinations around the world. The agent had had a good week, and the dejected couple looking in the window moved him to a rare feeling of generosity. He called them into his shop and said to them,
"I know that on your pension you could never hope to have a holiday. So I'm sending you to a fabulous resort at my expense, and I won't take no for an answer."
He took them inside and asked his secretary to write 2 flight tickets and book a room in a 5-star hotel. The older lady and gentleman, as could be expected, gladly accepted and were off. About a month later, the little old lady came into the travel agency.
"And how did you like your holiday?"
the agent asked eagerly.
"The flight was exciting, and the room was lovely,"
she said.
"I have come to thank you, but one thing puzzled me. Who was that old guy I had to share the room with?"
A man wakes up and looks at his clock. It's 7:07 a.m. He gets out of bed, goes downstairs, and glances at his calendar. It's July 7th, the 7th day of the 7th month. As he steps outside, he notices bus number 7 going by. He walks to a coffee shop and orders a coffee and a bite to eat, and the bill comes to $7.77. The man thinks,
All these sevens? I think the universe is trying to tell me something."
So, feeling that maybe this is his lucky day, the man cuts out early from work and goes to the racetrack. He reads the racing schedule and sees that in the 7th race, horse number 7 is called Lucky 7. The man can't believe it. He runs up to the teller and bets all his money on the horse. The horse came in 7th. An old man lives alone on a farm in Idaho. He wants to spade his potato garden, but he's getting older, and it has become very difficult for him. His only son, Bubba, who used to help him, was in prison. So the old man wrote a letter to his son and described his predicament.
"Dear Bubba, I'm feeling pretty bad because it looks like I won't be able to plant my potato garden this year. I'm just getting too old to be digging up a garden plot. If you were here, all my troubles would be over. I know you would dig the lot for me."
A few days later, he received a letter from his son.
"Dear Dad, for heaven's sake, don't dig up that garden. That's where I buried the bodies."
At 4 o'clock the next morning, FBI agents and local police showed up at the old man's farm and dug up the entire area without finding any bodies. They apologized to the old man and left. That same day, the old man received another letter from his son.
"Dear Dad, you can go ahead and plant the potatoes now."
By the time John pulls into the little town, every motel room is taken. "You've got to have a room somewhere," he pleads to the last motel manager. "Or just a bed? I don't really care where. I'm completely exhausted."
"Well, I do have a double room with one occupant,"
admits the manager.
"and I'm sure he'd be glad to split the cost. But to tell you the truth, he snorts so loudly that people in adjoining rooms have complained all week. I'm not sure it'd be worth it to you."
"No problem," the tired traveler assures him. "I'll take it." The next morning, John comes down to breakfast, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. The manager asks him how he survived. "Never better," replies John. The manager was impressed.
"No problem with the other guy snoring then?"
"Nope, I shut him up in no time," John answers.
"How'd you manage that?"
asks the manager. "It was easy," says John. "He was already in bed, snoring away when I came into the room. I went over, gave him a peck on the cheek and said, 'Good night, beautiful.' He sat up all night watching me." Once, there was a preacher who was an avid golfer. Every chance he could get, he would be on the golf course swinging away. It was an obsession. He woke one Sunday morning to find it was a picture-perfect day for golfing. The sun was out, no clouds were in the sky, and the temperature was just right. The preacher was in a quandary as to what to do, and shortly, the urge to play golf overcame him. He called an assistant to tell him that he was sick and could not attend church, packed up the car, and drove 3 hours to a golf course where no one would recognize him. Happily, he began to play the course. An angel above was watching the preacher and was quite perturbed by his actions. He went to God and said,
"Look at the preacher. He should be punished for what he's doing."
God nodded in agreement. The preacher teed up on the first hole. He swung at the ball, and it sailed effortlessly through the air and landed right in the cup 250 yards away. A picture-perfect hole-in-one. The angel was a little shocked. He turned to God and said,
"I beg your pardon, but I thought you were going to punish him."
God smiled and said,
Think about it. Who can he tell?
3 contractors are at a construction site to bid for a job installing fences. One is from Florida, one is from Texas, and the third is from New York. The first to bid is the Florida contractor. He measures the area and says, "Well, I reckon I can do the job for $900. That's $400 for materials, $400 for my men, and $100 for me." Next is the Texan, who measures the area and says, "I'll do the job for $700. That's $300 for material, $300 for my men, and $100 for me." The man from New York doesn't even stand up.
"I'll do it for $2,700.
The foreman incredulously says, "You didn't even measure the job. How did you arrive at that price?"
Easy,
says the New Yorker.
1,000 for you, 1,000 for me."
And we hired a Texan. A lady spots a beautiful diamond necklace at Tiffany & Company and walks over to inspect it. As she bends over to look more closely at it, she unexpectedly passes gas. Very embarrassed, she looks around nervously to see if anyone noticed and prays that a salesman wasn't anywhere nearby. As she turns around, her worst nightmare materializes when she sees a salesman standing right behind her. He politely greets her with,
Good day, madam. How may I help you today?
blushing and uncomfortable, but still hoping the salesman somehow missed her little incident. She asks,
Sir, what is the price of this lovely necklace?
He answers,
Madam, if you passed gas just looking at it, imagine what will happen when I tell you the price.
A farmer spends $5,000 on a young registered Black Angus bull to mate with his cows. He puts the bull out with the herd, but the animal just eats grass. He won't even look at the cows. The farmer feels cheated, so he brings in the local vet to check out the bull. The bull is very healthy, the vet explains, but possibly just a little young. So he gives the farmer pills to feed the bull once per day. It will help with his urge to mate. After a few days, the bull starts to service a few cows, and within a week, every cow on the farm. The bull even breaks through the fence and breeds with all the neighbors' cows. He turns into a mating machine. A friend of the farmer asks exactly what the vet gave the bull to cause such a drastic change.
"I don't know exactly what was in them pills,"
The farmer says.
"All I can tell you is they work. And they taste like peppermint."
A couple are rushing into the hospital because the wife is going into labor. As they walk, a doctor says to them that he has invented a machine that splits the pain between the mother and the father. They agree to it and are led into a room where they get hooked up to a machine. The doctor starts it off at 20% split towards the father. The wife says,
Oh, that actually feels better.
The husband says he can't feel anything. Then the doctor turns it to 50%, and the wife says that it doesn't hurt nearly as much. The husband says he still can't feel anything. The doctor, now encouraged, turns it up to 100%. The husband still can't feel anything, and the wife is really happy because there's now no pain for her at all. After the baby is born, the couple goes home and find the postman groaning in pain on the doorstep. One evening, a family takes their frail, elderly mother to a nursing home, hoping she will be well cared for. The next morning, the nurses bathe her, feed her a tasty breakfast, then sit her in a chair near a window overlooking a lovely flower garden. She seems okay, but after a while, she slowly starts to lean over sideways in her chair. Two attentive nurses immediately rush up to catch her and straighten her up. Again, she seems okay, but after a while, she starts to tilt to the other side. The nurses rush back and once more bring her back upright. This goes on all morning. Later, the family arrives to see how the old woman is adjusting to her new home.
So, Ma, how's it here? Are they treating you all right?
They ask.
It's pretty nice,
She replies.
except they won't let you fart.
A little old lady answered a knock on the door one day, only to be confronted by a well-dressed young man carrying a vacuum cleaner.
Good morning,
Said the young man.
If I could take a couple minutes of your time, I would like to demonstrate the very latest in high-powered vacuum cleaners.
Go away.
Said the old lady,
I haven't got any money to spend on things like that.
as she proceeded to close the door. Quick as a flash, the young man wedged his foot in the door and pushed it wide open.
Don't be too hasty,
He said,
At least wait until you've seen my demonstration.
and with that, he emptied a bucket of horse manure onto her hallway carpet.
If this vacuum cleaner doesn't remove all traces of this horse manure from your carpet, madam, I will personally eat the remainder.
The old lady stepped back and said,
Wait here while I go get a spoon. I hope you've got a darn good appetite. 'Cause they cut off my electricity this morning.
A man was driving along a country road when he looked out his window and saw a chicken was running alongside his car. The man checked his speed and saw that he was going 30 miles per hour. He thought, am I crazy? Or is this chicken keeping pace with me at 30 miles an hour? So he sped up to 40 miles an hour. To his surprise, the chicken kept running right next to his car. This can't be right, the man thought. No chicken can run this fast. So he sped up to 50 miles per hour. The chicken amazingly kept pace with his car. The man looked closely at the chicken, and he saw that it had 3 legs. A 3-legged chicken running 50 miles an hour? Am I dreaming? How can this be real? So the man sped up to 60 miles an hour. The chicken also sped up, keeping pace with his car. Then, to the man's astonishment, the chicken passed his car, ran a few yards ahead, then suddenly turned hard left down another road without slowing down. The man hit his brakes and turned down the road to follow the chicken, but the chicken was out of sight. A little way down the road, the man saw a farmer out to get his mail. The man stopped next to the farmer and said, Hey, did you just see a 3-legged chicken come tearing down this road at 60 miles an hour? The farmer looked at the man and said,
Yep, I seen him. He was one of mine.
One of yours? The man asked incredulously.
Yep,
Said the farmer.
you see, I raised 3-legged chicken. I like to eat the drumstick. My wife likes to eat the drumstick. And now our little boy likes to eat the drumstick. I got tired of us fighting over him and decided to use some selective breeding until I got 3-legged chickens.
What the heck? That's amazing, said the man. So how do they taste?
Well,
Said the farmer.
I don't know. I ain't never been able to catch me one.